Welcome back. This is the second session on money behaviors. In our last episode, we concentrated on bringing up children and instilling the financial literacy. In this episode, we are concentrating on adults. And the question is, how is behavior related to money management? I am still in studio with my friend and resourceful person, Mercy. Welcome back again to the show.
Thank you, Jeff.
I like that. Now, let me go back to the issue of regrets. And you've talked about the youth, saving. And so that is to mean they're storing up their wealth to be used at such a time when there's no active source of income. In your experience, the regrets that people are having at the time of retirement, are they largely financial, or are there other aspects of their lives that they look at and regret?
They're partly financial. Mm-hmm. The interesting bit is they're largely social.
Okay, talk about that.
As we build our wealth capital, mm-hmm. I always tell people to build social capital. Mm-hmm. Social capital is where I talked about having a family you can relate with.
Yes.
Having people, you can fall back on. You have a good relationship with your wife, your spouse, your children, your husband,
yes.
Say, yeah. Having a good relationship with your spouse and children, having friends,
yes,
you can fall back to. And friends in that season are people of your age that you have grown up with over the years, and you are able to maintain a healthy conversation with.
Yes.
Have people who are looking up to you. Energetic people who are still growing in their career, who want someone to input something in their lives, not financially, but in form of advice, in form of encouragement, in form of support of an elderly person. These people add life into your life.
Yes.
When we come to the many regrets of the dying,
yes,
it's usually, I didn't build relationships. And relationships are very interesting. Relationships can materialize into so many things. They can materialize into finances.
Okay.
They can materialize into social support. They can even materialize into medical support. They can materialize into company. So
yes,
as you build your money base, ensure that you have solid social relationships. Not just with your immediate family, but even with outsiders, You'll find that someone is bedridden because of old age. And for person A, people are like, let's go and visit, let's do shopping, let's contribute, and they don't feel a pinch about it.
Yes.
And there's that when people are thinking, okay, let's do it because he's our own. But at the back of their mind, they might be thinking, even if they went,
yes.
Yeah. So social capital
building
is is very, very important.
So this social capital, do they start building when they're nearing retirement? Do they start building while at work? Because some people have said, I build it while at work, and then when I have gone outside work, it disappears like that. Some people build it in church, and then when they have left, they retire in Siaya, back in the village. So how do they strike a balance to ensure that the friends they started with are the friends they are living with even past work?
Okay, social relationships is like the Chinese saying about the tree. The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The next best time is now. You start building your relationships from where you are at the moment. What I'm saying this is, if you work in Nairobi all of your life,
yes,
you may not be able to make as solid relationships back in your Ushago or somewhere.
Yes.
You make them where you are with the people you are with. Currently, the world is a global village.
Yes.
If people want to reach you, they will reach you. I would think about the people that you know, the names of the people that you know that if they got a problem and a pay bill number would be put there, even Kenyans who have never interacted physically with them,
yes,
will send that 20 bob.
True.
Not out of pity, but out of this person has impacted my life. Think about
yes,
those people.
Yes.
Such people build their names not just wherever they are, but it goes beyond and beyond. And while social relationships might just be friendships, it goes beyond friendships.
Yeah.
Think of going back to your primary school
Yes.
and just mentoring those young people. You might never know those children by name, but they will be able to say, Japheth came.
Yes.
And he said one thing that I built my life on.
Yes.
So 20 years down the line, when Japheth calls, you might get help from someone you don't even know, but
Yes.
at some point in life, you impacted them. Life has give and take relationships.
Yes.
Which is a lot of our solid primary relationships.
Yeah.
You have to build on and expect something back.
Yes.
But life has those relationships where Ecclesiastes says, cast your bread on many waters. You never know which one will come back to you.
Yes.
So it has a lot of just giving because you want to give.
Yes.
Not because you expect anything in return, but
Yes.
the laws of nature are, if you give, it will come back to you.
Yes.
Those are the laws of nature. We have principles that just govern life that are just what it is. I always say, we always want to say, give, it will come back to you when you're talking about money.
Yes.
I always say, give anger, it will come back to you.
Yeah.
Give jealous, it will come back to you.
Yes.
Give pain, it will
Yes.
come back to you. Give kindness, it will come back. Give finances, whatever you give out, whatever you sow unsparingly, comes back to you.
You talked about denial, acceptance, and all that. So denial, of course, is the beginning of it. How long does it take for people to accept, and how fast can it happen?
It varies from a person to another one. It depends on how long you have built yourself and how you're able to adjust to change. There are people who might not even go through denial. I mean, there are people who started preparing for their retirement when they're 30 years old.
Yeah.
And they would know, once I am given out my last dues and I leave that office, I'll be in a cruise going I don't know where,
Yeah.
I'll be in a school donating books. I will be. So there is really no gap for transition.
Yes.
They might miss their old colleagues. They might miss their old environment.
Yes.
But then retirement is not a break or a cut.
Yes.
So it's not taking them long to go through the denial, or they just transition to what else they like doing.
Yeah.
These stages would come heavily on someone who did not plan.
Yes.
It didn't really hit them well that I will retire.
Yes.
And then it's like grief when you lose something that is close to you. There are people who will take a year to grieve. There are people who will take a month to grieve. There are people who will take a lifetime to grieve. It just varies from one person to another one. And then it also depends on what your job meant to you.
Yes.
There are people who their job is just a source of pain
Yeah.
and stress.
Yes.
That when they're laying it down, it's maybe the money they will miss, but they are glad to leave their colleagues behind, glad to leave their boss behind, glad to leave all those things behind them.
So if they got another source of money,
They would have left a long time ago. Actually, let me say, they left their work a long time ago. They just bring their bodies to office.
for money.
Yes, because now what else will they do? How else will they survive, you
Yeah.
know? So it also depends on many, many factors. But grief, denial has no set time. People go through it until they die. There are people who, 1 week and they're up. There are people who don't even experience it because, I mean, life moves on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, true. Maybe talk a little bit about people who go through denial because they think they didn't do much in contributing to the organization's progress.
Well, if you are 20 or 25, I would tell you whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all of your heart.
Yes.
It saves you a lot of regret in life. If you have hit 55 or 60 and you're retiring and you're feeling you didn't give your organization what you wanted to give it, then let's walk the path of forgiveness.
Yes.
I always say, let's walk back, forgive yourself, forgive people, let go. What I said at the beginning is, skills in life are cumulative, but life has enough grace to help you to start out, even at your deathbed. There is no place, as long as you still have breath in your nostrils. Even if it's when you are dying.
Yes.
With life, you can always start at that point. Walk the path of forgiveness.
Yes.
Look back and tell yourself, I should have done this. Did I do it? No. Do I have a chance to go back and do it? No. Back to the circle of influence. Can I
Yes.
change this? No. Learning to let go what you cannot change. Learning to forgive yourself. Learning to accept that I am only human. And also looking back and asking yourself, with the resources I had at that moment, could it have been different? And when you talk about resources, you would think it's the money, it's the computer, it's the time. It's more than that. Resources is also your mental capacity at that time to be able to take in whatever you are going through.
Yes.
You will have 2 employees going through the same assignment with the same supervisor.
Yes.
You will have one who is taking it on very hard. You'll have one who is taking it on very easily. Why? Because of their resources. They all have the laptop, they have the company resources, they have everything the same, but then their mental capacity, their emotional capacity, which is a resource also,
Yes.
is not at par.
Yeah.
And that's why we encourage companies, as much as you give these people the physical and the financial strength to do the work, check out their mental health, check out their emotional health. Does this person have the capacity to handle that?
Yes.
Because if I looked back 25 years and I discover I didn't do this assignment well, I could have done it better. But then it's not because I didn't have the materials, it's because I had a grudge with my boss.
Yes.
That is, my emotional capacity at that point as a resource
Yeah.
was not sufficient.
Yes.
It's easy for me to forgive myself and tell myself, if I was more emotionally mature at that time, I would have done better, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
And I can't go back and change it, so
Yes.
I let it go.
Wow. I like that. So you're saying if you are at 25, you have the opportunity to do all the best.
Yes.
Because you have the time, you have the energy. When you're at 50, okay, it is beyond your control. Forgive yourself, move on, and check what you can now do at that particular time.
Yes.
Thank you very much for staying on course. An interesting conversation. We are taking a break on conversation revolving around psychology at retirement. We will be back with more conversation on the same. Stay on course. But remember to like and share this video within your circle for more knowledge. Thank you.